Maharshi Veda Dharma spoke to his disciple, "My dear Deepaka, once Uddhava approached Lord Krishna, paid his respects, and requested him to explain the nature of the self, Atma. Uddhava wanted to understand the essence of the self, so he asked Krishna to provide a detailed explanation. Lord Krishna then told Uddhava that the self is its own guru and that the essence of the self is something each individual must discover for themselves. Humans should possess discernment to differentiate between good and evil." Uddhava requested further clarity on the concept of the self is its own guru. To explain this, I will recount an ancient story that took place between the Avadhuta and King Yadu. This story involves Shri Dattatreya, who appeared in the form of an Avadhuta, and the illustrious King Yadu. Let me begin to narrate this account now. King Yadu was the son of Nahusha, and Yadu Maharaj was known for his great penance, wisdom, and righteousness. One day, he felt a strong sense of detachment and approached an Avadhuta, paying his respects with humility. Yadu Maharaj then spoke to the Avadhuta, "O great being, though you are a great soul and a repository of profound knowledge, you appear to wander like a madman, without seeking sensory pleasures or engaging in worldly activities. While people are caught in the fire of their desires and hopes, you remain indifferent, like an elephant bathing in the river Ganges. Why do you suffer so? How is it that you, living in solitude and devoid of worldly pleasures, find such bliss? How did you develop such discerning detachment? You appear as a great sage. Who is the guru that made you such a great being? From whom did you learn? Please tell me." The Avadhuta, who was actually Shri Dattatreya Swami, replied to Yadu Maharaju, "O King Yadu, I have not just one, but 24 gurus. From each of them, I have learned wisdom from different perspectives, which is why I live in solitude and am free from worldly attachments." Yadu Maharaj responded with surprise, "24 gurus? Swami, I am hearing this for the first time. Who are these 24 gurus of yours? What did you learn from them? Please explain in detail." Shri Dattatreya Swami, in the guise of the Avadhuta, then began to explain. "O King, my 24 gurus include the 5 great elements, Panchabhutas, the sun, the moon, a serpent, a pigeon, and others. I will share with you the lessons I learned from them. Listen carefully and with attention." Thus, the conversation between King Yadu and the Avadhuta, who is Shri Dattatreya, begins with the revelation of the profound wisdom derived from these diverse sources. The earth, air, sky, water, fire, the moon, the sun, the pigeon, the serpent, the ocean, the fly, the honeybee, and the elephant, the honeybee robber, the deer, the golden-colored kite, and the young tortoise, the maiden, the arrow, the snake, the peacock with a beautiful crest. O King, I will gradually reveal to you all that I have learned from observing and studying nature." The sage Dattatreya, appearing as an Avadhuta, began to tell King Yadu as follows. "Earth, despite being trampled by the feet of living beings and dug up for its minerals, the earth maintains patience. From this, I learned the first lesson, patience. Additionally, the earth grows mountains, trees, and plants to serve others, teaching me that a sage should live only for the welfare of others. This was my second lesson from the earth. Air. I learned from the air that a yogi should live without attachment to worldly desires or sensory pleasures. Air absorbs all kinds of smells, both pleasant and unpleasant, but it remains unaffected. Just as air does not retain the sense it encounters, a yogi should not be affected by the qualities of their own body. This is called indifference. This was my second lesson from the air. Sky. The sky does not mix with anything, it pervades everything. From this, I learned the first lesson from the sky: a yogi should be like the all-pervading soul, shining without attachment to the body. Though clouds form from water, fire, and earth, the sky itself remains unaffected. Similarly, the yogi should remain detached from sound, touch, form, taste, and smell. This was my second lesson from the sky. Water. Water naturally possesses purity, smoothness, sweetness, and sanctity, and it purifies others. Thus, yogis should have love for all beings, like the purity of holy water. With kind words, compassion, and pure actions, they should purify others like holy water. From water, I learned purity, cleanliness, and the quality of quenching thirst. Fire. Although fire is a universal devourer and always pure, It appears only in form when it burns objects. The divine essence is also present in forms. Likewise, a sage should be pure and radiant like fire. From fire, I learned radiance and the essence of divinity. O King, all these lessons I learned from the 5 elements. Furthermore, my many teachers include the Sun God himself, who is also my Guru. Sun, though there is only one sun, it appears as many suns when reflected in water. A yogi, having one soul, should appear as many souls to others. I learned that a yogi should remain impartial, without attachment to purity or impurity, just as the sun does. The sun collects salt water and turns it into rain, teaching that a yogi should transform the ignorance of others into knowledge. Moon, O King, the moon waxes and wanes with time. These are only phases of the moon and not its full form. Similarly, the 6 transformations, birth, growth, maturity, decay, decline, and death, belong to the body but not to the soul. I learned this from the moon. Pigeon pair, O King. A pair of pigeons built a nest in a forest and lived together happily. When the female laid eggs and the young ones hatched, they parents cared for them lovingly. One day, the pair went out for food, and a hunter captured the young pigeons. When the parents returned and saw their young ones trapped, the female went to them and got trapped too. The male pigeon, seeing his family trapped, lamented and followed them into the trap. From this, I learned how attachment to family can lead to ruin, and a sage should not become entangled in such attachments. Snake, python, O King. The python does not seek food but remains satisfied with whatever comes to it. If no food is available, it does not make an effort to seek it but remains still, accepting whatever comes. I learned that a yogi should remain absorbed in meditation, disregarding external efforts for sustenance. Thus, the python is my 9th teacher. Ocean, O King. The ocean is vast and remains still, not revealing its depths or its creatures. No matter how many rivers merge into it, the ocean does not show fluctuations. A yogi should also be deep, still, and not reveal their inner thoughts, like the ocean. Thus, the ocean is my guru. Fly, moth, O King. The moth, attracted to the flame, loses its way and perishes in the fire. Similarly, humans can be drawn into attachments and perish. I learned that a yogi should avoid external attractions and control their senses, just as the moth should. Thus, the moth is also my guru. Honey bee, the bee collects nectar from flowers without causing harm. I learned that a yogi should earn alms without harming others and study all scriptures thoroughly, just as the bee collects nectar from every flower. The honey collected by the bees is enjoyed by others, not by the bees themselves. Thus, a yogi should not hoard material wealth for future needs. Hence, the bee is also my teacher. Honey robber, O King. A honey robber steals the honey collected by many bees. From this, I learned that those who unfairly take what others have earned a while. Thus, the honey robber is also my teacher. Elephant, O King. The male elephant, attracted by the female, fights with another male and perishes. Similarly, a yogi should perceive women as a cause of death and avoid attachment. I learned that even a wise person should not touch a young maiden with his feet, as taught by the elephant. Fish, O King. The fish, lured by bait, is caught in a trap and perishes. I learned that the tongue's greed can lead to one's downfall. Just as the fish is caught due to its greed, a yogi should control their senses. Thus, the fish is my guru. Prostitute, Pingala, O King. Pingala, a beautiful courtesan, waited in vain for a client, spending the night in longing. In the morning, she felt regret for wasting her life in vain pursuits and began dedicating her life to the Lord's name and righteous deeds. I learned that yielding to worldly desires and greed is a waste of time, and detachment brings true happiness. Thus, Pingala is also my teacher. Kingfisher, O King. The kingfisher brings insects to its hive and buzzes around them, eventually transforming them into itself. From this, I learned that a person should devote their mind to the divine, eventually merging into it. The bumblebee teaches that a yogi should focus their mind on the Supreme Being. Infant, O King. The baby plays and rejoices without any concern or knowledge of the outside world. I learned that a yogi should remain absorbed in self-enjoyment and meditation like the infant. Thus, the infant is also my guru. Young woman, O king. A beautiful and virtuous young woman, when alone, removes her jewelry to avoid making noise and welcomes guests. This teaches that disputes arise from groups, and solitude is necessary for meditation. Thus, the young woman is my teacher. Arrow maker, O king. An arrow maker focuses solely on his work, without being disturbed by external events. I learned that a yogi should be deeply engrossed in meditation, unaware of external distractions. Thus, the arrow maker is my guru. Snake, O king. A snake hides its movements and remains unknown to others. From this, I learned that a yogi should avoid establishing a fixed residence and remain like the snake. Silkworm, O king. The silkworm spins a cocoon, lives in it, and eventually merges back into the same world. From this, I learned the cyclical nature of creation, preservation, and dissolution. Bee, O king. The bee makes the insects around it transform into itself. I learned that humans should focus their minds on the divine and eventually merge into it. Thus, the bumblebee is my teacher. O king. The deer, enchanted by the hunter's music, becomes trapped in a snare. Similarly, a sage should avoid becoming fascinated by distractions. From the deer, I learned that a sage should avoid being tempted by sensory pleasures. Thus, the sage Dattatreya revealed these teachings from 24 teachers to King Yadu. Dattatreya, despite being a teacher to many gods, kings, and sages, learned from every aspect of nature and remained humble. Understanding these great teachings brought a new light to King Yadu, who felt satisfied with the sage's words, honored him, and continued to govern his kingdom with righteousness. The teachings of the sage Dattatreya were also narrated to the scholar Deepaka, who was greatly satisfied. It was said that at the beginning of the Kali Yuga, Brahma explained these teachings to the merged being.